recent move, recent as in 30 minutes ago, move from Palawan, town center, Puerto Princesa, to here, El Nido. I'm sure most of you have heard, if you've been looking at the Philippines, about the El Nido lifestyle. Now, it is actually, I haven't seen much of it yet because I've literally arrived 30 minutes ago, but it is a place where it's renowned for surfing and the nightlife and all the uh, rather pleasant looking homes around here. Nice town, just a real holiday destination. And it's becoming worldwide recognized as like a West Indian kind of comparison, to say Antigua or St. Kitts or one of those places. So it's really notching up the attention from the world travelers. Now, I'm gonna I'm gonna add something to this that is actually funny, but also horrible. Now, let me explain. I took the what's called a van. It's a private van, but you can also get the public vans from my hotel. Now, let me explain how I came to that point. I was looking of a way to come to El Nido, and I'm thinking, researching. You can take buses. It's called the Cherry bus, and there's another bus, and from where I was, which was in the city of El Nido, pretty much Palawan city center, I had to get a taxi or a tuk tuk or a bike or something to take me like 8 kilometers to get to the taxi rank, which is this van rank, or the cherry bus station terminus, to then get on a 6 or 8 hour ride to El Nido. Now, if you take the bus, it could take you 9 hours because of the number of stops it does. It's not as fast as a trike or not a trike, a bike, or renting your own car, or these vans as I mentioned. Now, I wasn't really gonna come to El Nido, though it has all these lovely kind of recommendations and places to hang out and the buzz life. I just didn't feel like it. So let me expand on this. I've done a lot of this stuff in Bohol, in Tagbilaran, in Cebu, Manila, Sikihor, blooming, what's the other places? Oh gosh, oh, Davao. And you know what? It gets to a point where a beach becomes a beach that's a beach that's a beach. All right, it might have slightly different arrangement, but it's a bloody beach. So there's only so much you can do. You go, you drink some beers, you spend some time, you hang out, maybe find a girl if you want to, go to a night dance setting, whatever. But it's a beach at the end of the day, right? It's that kind of setup. So I had kind of lost a bit of passion about it to want to go and do this. I was really on more my task, which was to travel from island to island, landmark exactly which ones I wanted to go to because I have a purpose, not just about traveling. I've been here nearly 12 months checking out the islands, and it's because I'm looking for a place that I want to look at long term to live with my brother. So for me, the traveling and the high life and the fancy stuff and all the glitzy stuff doesn't really come into play. It doesn't serve a purpose for me, though I have actually spent some time enjoying some of it. It really wasn't and isn't my denominator in my travels, if you get me. So anyway, coming back to this trip. So anyway, I decided I will take this van. And the only way I wanted to take the van, I thought I'm not going to take this trike to go to the bus terminal, then take another 6 hours to get down here. So what I did is I was talking to my hotel reception, and I said, guys, what's the best way to get down to El Nido from here? And the guy says, you can get a van from here. I said, are you kidding? He says, no, we have a relationship with a van company. It's like a sister company, and we can get them to come and collect you here. So I thought, wow, there's no skin off my nose. It actually could work out well. I'm not hunting around trying to find this bloody terminus and then getting all these different things to get to the terminus so I can then come to here. So I thought, yeah, okay. So I booked it. It was actually 700 pesos, equivalent to about, wow, what's that? About £9, maybe $12. So I thought, yeah, I get on with it. It saves me a hassle. So I did that. And of course, It left at 10:30 this morning. The guy came. He was pouring with rain. It was really heavy rain, so he kind of drove right up to me, and I leapt into slide door in. There was another guy there, an American guy that's half Chinese, and he was also doing a bit of travel here. So anyway, we set off, and as we were going along, almost every 5 6 kilometers, it seems like maybe 10, a new person would step in because he'd stop off somewhere to a hotel or a specific place of pickup or collection, and we'd get on. So we ended up with about 15, oh, probably 10 people in the van in the end. But the way that this guy was driving, I felt literally after about 45 minutes, I felt nauseous. And the reason for this is I was sitting in the back, right above the axle. And more than anything else, it's a fairly long, it's like a 12-seater, right? Yeah, maybe 15-seater. And the thing is with this, I'm crap. If I'm not driving the car, I'm crap at being a passenger or a back passenger or a side passenger. I can get away being a side passenger because it doesn't quite hit me so much, the movement, the roll and the pitch and stuff like that. And when I was told, hey, the only seat ready is the one at the back, so, oh shit, okay. So I went in the back, and after I sat talking to this other American stroke Chinese dude, I said, look, man, I'm going to be sick in a minute, so would you mind if we swap? And he was like 2 seats ahead of me. So he said, yeah, sure. So he came and swapped with me. It helped a little bit because I was more central to the van, which meant there was less pitching and rolling. Though I still felt wrong because I think the initiation of being in the back already started the process. So when I was sitting there, I still felt so. So I tried to put my head down a bit and just literally just drink water and try to focus on other things that I'm gonna have to do rather than how I felt. It helped. Anyway, about 2.5 hours into our driving, the guy pulls up into a restaurant area. It's like a rest place. We all get out, have something. I thought, Jesus, this was brilliant. So I got out. It was a nice layout, and I was more concentrating. How do I recover here? What do I need to do? So I looked at the food and I thought, Jesus, if I eat any of these foods, chickens, meat, vegetables with all sorts of other different mixtures of stuff and juices and sauces and stuff, I thought it put me off. I think if I ate that, I would definitely be sick. So I walked around further around. There's like quite an open area, food court, and I decided I'm gonna get some of these little round buns. There's like buns, and they have chicken inside. And I thought, oh, this is dry, and I'm gonna have a bit of chicken, something for sustenance. So I did that, and I got a Coke. So I sat down, and I was starting to eat that. And I started feeling a bit wheezy, but still thought it's better than if I eat anything else. That's got sauces. Anyway, the two guys come over. Him and another guy he's Indonesian, from historic value, his family, and he's been living in Germany. So he's here doing the diving. He just learned to be a diver. He got his PADI certification, and this other dude, the older one, the Chinese American, he's been doing it for like 20 years. So they got on with conversation, and I was there talking. So we had a nice chat about different things. And he says, Chris, you look a bit dodgy, man. What's the matter with you? I said, I tell you, man, this stuff is hitting me. And I've never been so I say upset or disturbed by sitting in a van before. Never. I felt sick sometimes, a bit nauseous, but never to the point where I'm going to throw up. And I had a headache with it. It's like, what's going on? It's like having COVID. So anyway, he says, look, man, let's just see if we can find you another seat at the front. So they did. They tried to help me out. And it was nice, They carried on talking, and I tried to put my head down. So anyway, this guy, the driver, man, driving on a road that's like a snake, like this, right? And then you had pitches. Then you have to go over small bridges that they put it to connect to another part of the island or another part of the land. It was the nightmare. This guy he wouldn't drive and gradually move over, and like you would do. You'd put a little touch on the steering wheel, and you'd move out. A little touch on it to bring you back over. He was going along. He's like, wow. He was like just jerking from side to side. And then when he saw something looked like he was going to dip, he would race up to it and then hit the brakes and then just creep over it. But by then we've all kind of pitched ourselves forward, and then he just bumped down over this little trench in the ground, then got back on and went off. It was a total nightmare. He was pitching you left to right, up and down, going over lumps and bumps like it was never there. And I tell you, we stopped the second time. I went to the toilet for like 5 minutes. Everybody got out for like 20 minutes. And I thought, wow, this has got to end soon. And this trip actually was a period of 5.5 to 6 hours. And when I arrived here in El Nido, it's beautiful just driving through, but I couldn't appreciate it. I couldn't really gather myself to say, let's just take this in. Let's take this driving into the scene and the small town and the bits of the beach and stuff. I was too focused on not throwing up. So I arrived. Then I ended up getting out and said hi to the guys. I said bye to them. We're going to meet up tomorrow and have a chat and a drink. And I just got myself a tuk-tuk. I said, guys, how far is it from here to where I'm going to go? He said, oh, it's only like 5 minutes. So I paid him. He brings me here. I've got in. I'm now just happy to be laying on my bed. So I took my clothes off, relaxed, had a glass of water with some Bicidol just to calm the stomach. And Jesus, it feels nice not to be moving backwards, forwards, sideways, up, anything else, just to be calm. I just had to make this video to tell you, if you're going to come to El Nido, if you're going to be coming from Manila or Cebu, fly to El Nido directly. That's your best bet. At least you can come here, you can then decide, okay, fly back out to somewhere else and move on. But I went to Palawan because I thought Palawan was going to be interesting. And it was interesting. It has a much less kind of like vibe, I think, than down here is going to be. I haven't checked this out yet, but I'd imagine from what I've seen, there's a lot more foreigners running around there, like families and youngsters and teenagers and all kind of stuff. So I'm going to be an action place. So really, if you're going to travel to Palawan or the island of Palawan, don't go to Palawan's main airport, which is, as I said, 6 hours away by taxi or 9 hours away by the bus. Come to El Nido. Do what you need to here because there's much more action here and nightlife and all the things you're more likely to enjoy. And then if you decide you want to really risk it and go down to Palawan, you can take the bus or the taxi, whatever. But I wouldn't recommend it was worth it once you be to El Nido. I don't think you're going to want to go to Palawan because it's very much tamed in comparison. So come to El Nido, do what you want to, do small trips around there and wherever else you want to. If you want to go to Corona, Corona is an island, then you obviously have to get on a bus and then go further down. Or hire a bike if you're into that. But hiring a bike here on these roads, which have got holes in them everywhere, floods here and there, because it's that time of the year, September, October, it's going to be lots of showers and heavy rains and downpours, even tornadoes or something like that, and typhoons rather. So just be careful and do your research before you come here, right? That's all I need to say, guys. I'm going to do some more videos later on, and I'll try and do another live insert to give you more idea about the place. Thanks so much. Chris here in El Nido, my first day, and wow, I'm chilling out. Thanks for your help. Bye-bye, guys.